Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon or good evening, no matter where you are in the world. A special welcome to all of our friends from Russia and the CIS region joining us for today's session. We're announcing the Russia and CIS EdTech 100 for 2020. We've got people joining us from all around the world. So give us one more minute just as they all join. This is fabulous. We really do have people from all around the world and some people who have got out of bed in the middle of the night for this as well. Okay. Today we're going to step through a few things. It's going to be a very fast 1 hour. We've got a lot of topics to cover. We're going to do a very quick overview of the CIS ecosystem. We're just trying to get one of our speakers to join us on stage now. We're having some difficulties with that. After that, we'll briefly announce the 2020 Russia and CIS EdTech 100. We'll share a little bit about the process of applications and nominations, the scoring methodology, and of course, we'll announce the 100. We're going to provide a little bit of global context, some of the insights that we've seen as part of the Russia and CIS EdTech 100 compared to other regions around the world as well. My name is Patrick Brothers. I'm the co-CEO and co-founder of HolonIQ. I'm joined by Maria Spies, my co-CEO and co-founder of HolonIQ as well.
Hi, everyone.
All right, the CIS ecosystem, really exciting ecosystem. Many of you would be aware when we started mapping the CIS ecosystem, we set out to map the Russia and CIS EdTech 50. But as time progressed through the application process, what we became aware of is just how big the ecosystem is across the CIS. It is a really thriving ecosystem, and in that regard, it's very exciting to be able to share the 100 with you today and share some of those insights. There's representation from across the CIS. Of course, there's heavy representation from Russia, but there's some really exciting teams and really exciting startups transforming the way we learn across all markets in the CIS. Nerlin.
Hi.
Can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
Perfect, and perfect timing, Nerlin. Perfect timing. I'm sorry you had some difficulties. Nerlin joined us. Many of you would know. Go ahead, Nerlin.
So, hi everyone. So let me kindly express my enormous gratitude for HolonIQ for such amazing opportunity to build awareness about Russian and CIS EdTech ecosystem globally. So I would like to underline 3 key points. First of all, we all know that the nascent Russian EdTech ecosystem is around only occupies about 1% of the global EdTech market, or maybe $1 billion, and it's about 500 EdTech companies in Russia and CIS, and most companies growing in non-formal, informal, we sometimes call it supplementary educational sector. And the challenge is to unbundle our high schools and universities for EdTech companies. And right now, due to the common reason, it's going very tough. The second issue, we do understand that EdTech is the heart of human capital development and knowledge economy. Russian and CIS countries just launched their state program, which is digital economy, dedicated to the digital economy. And such areas, one of the growing areas like AI and data science as a learning subjects, or personalizations or adaptive technologies as a tool. So if you have, I'm calling for proposal for our colleagues all around the world. If you have expertise in those areas, welcome to Russia. And the third issue that we are very interested to make Russian and CIS companies global, to export our technologies and expertise. So I'm we interested in investors and companies, and we can discuss it during our EdCrunch biggest conference in the mid-November. So I wish for all my colleagues at the companies in Russia and CIS countries prosperity and IPO. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, Nerlin. Many of you would already know Nerlin from EdCrunch and from the National University of Science and Technology as well. So, Nerlin, we've very much missing attending EdCrunch with the conditions that we're in around the world, but hope we'll all be together again soon. Without further ado, let's actually look at the Russia and CIS EdTech 100. Through this process, we've identified over 800 organizations across the region. And across all of our mapping around the world, we use 5 key criteria to determine the 100 for Russia and CIS. They are the market, the quality and attractiveness of the market, not just the geographic market, but also the category or the area, specific area of education that the team is operating. The product, the quality, its uniqueness, the actual offering that team have developed. The team itself, their expertise and the diversity of the team. Capital, the financial health of the team. Do they have the resources required to secure the outcomes that they're seeking, whether that's either financial resources or their ability to generate that own capital themselves. And finally, momentum. Their ongoing ability to grow and to keep growing and to move forward and develop. The applications that we received and nominations we received are assessed by HolonIQ's Global Intelligence Unit on these 5 criteria. We also consulted experts from across the region as part of that assessment. So let me share the Russia and CIS EdTech 100. I'm not going to go through each of these names. Over the next few days and weeks, we'll be announcing companies and groups of companies on social media around the world. But let me really quickly identify the categories that we identified from the 100 most promising startups across Russia and the CIS. From top left, working our way around clockwise, they're in language learning, online higher education, talent acquisition, tutoring and supporting learners, robotics, STEAM and coding, XR, games and simulation, a big group in curriculum and learning platforms, another really big group in workforce and upskilling, examination and test preparation, management platforms for those institutions, and that makes up the Russia and CIS EdTech 100. Perhaps the hardest part of this exercise is getting to 100. There are hundreds of incredible teams across the region. It feels so difficult to get to that list of 100 as we work through the hundreds of teams who are all doing really exciting and really important work across the region as well. So congratulations to all of those teams who are identified here as part of the 100, but congratulations and fantastic work for the other hundreds of teams across the region who are doing really important work. We really admire the work that you're doing. I'm now going to hand over to Maria to share a little bit about what we learned through this process.
Thanks, Patrick, and hi, everyone. I want to add my congratulations to those who are in the Russia and CIS EdTech 100. It's a fantastic achievement, and as Patrick said, to all those teams who are working very hard to really improve experiences and outcomes for education, whether they're supporting institutions or whether they're delivering directly to students. One of the things I'd like to just focus on a few elements of the teams that we see in the 100, and you can see here some of the different sectors. So, I mean, it's very interesting to see such a strong workforce element, and this is the sectors in which those companies are operating. Of course, workforce is very important. Workforce upskilling is pretty big all around the world, but this is even more sort of more highly represented. Both K-12 and workforce are pretty much equal, and we'll pull apart in a little bit what makes that up. When we move into the sort of more categories of the types of focus, you can see one of the things immediately that struck us was there are actually 10 categories that are worth pulling out. And in other 100s or 50s in different parts of the world, there's more, certain things more dominate. You know, it could be language learning more dominate or something else. But in this case, it is very evenly spread. And that just goes to show, I think, how robust the ecosystem is. You know, workforce and upskilling, curriculum and learning environments, language learning, tutoring and learning support, STEAM, robotics and coding, they all have very strong teams. And so one of the things that I want to point out here is the strength of the diversity of the teams that we support. Of course, as Patrick said, Russia, you know, being such a large country, so there's, in terms of country profile, a lot of companies from Russia, but also the Ukraine, Armenia, Kazakhstan, you know, really very good representation out of those countries as well. And if we can jump into the next slide, Patrick. So in terms of thematics, let's just spend a few minutes focusing on what we're seeing here across these 10 categories. Not all 10, but a few of them I'll pull out. Workforce upskilling. In fact, when one starts to categorize and look for patterns in groupings of organizations or groupings of anything, one of the first things to think about is how will we group and pull these companies together. Tech upskilling is very big, and this is no surprise probably to you as the audience. A very deep tech upskilling, even actually not only in the workforce, but right through from early school, and I'll talk about that in a minute in the blue areas. But tech upskilling is fairly big, as you would probably expect. What I didn't expect and saw was quite a lot of focus on the whole person, soft skills, motivation, you know, those sorts of other non-technical skills. So that's a nice balance. Micro learning, mobile learning to support ongoing workforce upskilling. And then across the board, we see also fairly strong support ecosystem-wise for other high-tech, tech-led learning. So augmented and virtual reality, games and simulations, sort of high-tech games, simulations for workforce training, VR, neuro gaming, robotics, STEAM and coding. And this is right through from the early years, very early years, programming, computer science, digital skills for kids, platforms for learning about robotics. So even from the early stages, early ages, we see more, you know, quite a strong focus on tech upskilling, even from young, you know, right into the curriculum or outside school, right through to workforce upskilling. So when you add those three together, the tech upskilling, XR games and simulation, robotics, STEM and coding, actually that would probably make up more than a third of all the companies. One of the other things to pull out here is language learning. It's quite strong, and what we saw there was quite a number of different models operating, from micro learning, text-based, chat-based voice learning, to more traditional teacher-led, even virtual teacher-led language learning submissions. And then the other thing to pull out here is the two, which is online higher education. I guess the top three on the right, curriculum and learning environments, exams and test prep, and online higher education, are somewhat related. Lots of interesting teams in learning environments. And again, one of the things early on that struck us was the number of companies that are course creation platforms. This is very interesting, because that means that there is a relatively robust market for creating and selling online courses as individuals who are expert in something, or in terms of organizations. And so again, that speaks to quite a robust grassroots ecosystem. And then exams and test prep and online higher education, to some extent, and language learning on the right there, to some extent, they're a window to the world. They're a way in which individuals and even organizations and teams can go global. And so you see a lot of, e-proctoring solutions for testing, test prep and supporting people through any sort of hurdle in terms of testing, and onto online higher education and international education. And of course, that comes with language learning. So, it's a very interesting mix of companies. And again, congratulations to you all.
A couple of quick comments on some of the companies which I've got a few questions here that people are looking for and can't find. There's two specific criteria that we're really challenging as part of the 100. You would be surprised, or perhaps you wouldn't be surprised, how many Russian and CIS founders are around the world who have founded and are running their companies, whether it's out of Europe, out of North America, or out of Asia. Some of these companies are really well known and often identified in the community as Russian or CIS EdTech companies, when in fact they've moved their whole headquarters and their whole team because they have been so successful at building a global business. And they presented us with really difficult but decisions that we have in place right now, which is to look at the headquarters of the company and where the management team or where most of that team are based out of. The second is definitely a bias towards our criteria of the most promising, which definitely looks at younger, early stage companies that perhaps are not as well known and as mature, and have a lot of potential, a lot of unrealized potential as well. Maria, while you're sharing a little bit about what we saw in the other markets, I'm going to bring our first speaker on stage to join us.
Yeah, it might be, I welcome you all to check out our website. This is the Russia and CIS EdTech 100 is the latest in a series. So just recently we launched the Nordic and Baltic EdTech 50, and we saw, some of the similar categories, of course, but each region has a different take on things and a different area of strength. So this is the Nordic Baltic EdTech 50, and if you just move to the next slide, Patrick, please, and we'll see the next one down. The Southeast Asia EdTech 50, also very interesting in terms of different types of focus. And in this case, again, skills and jobs or upskilling is obviously, it's a very big part of all geographies. Higher education in Southeast Asia is very, very big, and new approaches to higher education, and lots of teams helping learners to move into higher education. And then finally, in the last one here on the slide deck, Patrick, is the LATAM EdTech 100. Again, on the left-hand side there, you can see quite a lot of upskilling areas, but language learning also very huge in the Latin America ecosystems. I would suggest and recommend you to have a look at our website, and you can see all the differences here between these different markets.
Fantastic. Thank you, Maria. Okay, that's enough from us. Now it's time to hear from some of the leaders of these teams and just get a taste of the work that they're doing. We've got 7 fantastic people with us today who are going to share a short burst, 3 to 5 minutes of what they're seeing or what their team is doing as well. I'm so really excited, firstly, to introduce Veronica Generalova, the head of language department at Foxford. Veronica, if you could come off mute, and I will advance the slides when you're ready.
I'm ready. I'm here. Can you hear me? Can you see me?
Thank you. Go for it.
Okay, great. So hi, everyone. I'm Veronica, and I'm going to tell you about our case at Foxford. So it's really hard to talk about the global issues we have no influence over. But here at Foxford, our goal is to give our users an instrument to solve our educational tasks and to make sure that we provide the best possible scenario on the EdTech market. And we've been doing this for 11 years so far, and the pandemic case and the pandemic situation was not able to change it. Next slide, please. As the lockdown started in Asian countries, not in Russia, we made our basic school program free for everyone. The project was named The Amusing Quarantine, and it was really amusing for us too, believe me. In the emergency state, it was really hard to invent something extraordinary. We didn't rush to make up a brand new product or to work out something we didn't have. Instead, we focused on optimizing the customer journeys we had so far, and our goal was to help our users and our website to achieve a better level of accessibility. So we were really careful to global trends. We put all our attention there, and we were focused on the problems which parents face when the lockdown comes to their house, and it helped us to get prepared for the same situation in Russia. When the lockdown started in our country, we already knew how to solve the problem of our potential clients. So what we've done, as I've already said, we've launched the Amusing Quarantine program, and we improved the website storefront to provide a large-scale customer journey map. And what is also important to mention is that we had an initially well-thought logic of user experience, and our learning management system was already catered for diverse learning objectives. And so it helped us to satisfy diverse customers' needs, which arose during pandemic. Next slide. So then the lockdown came to Russia. School kids and their parents were the first to experience all the difficulties of the situation. And we got 2 million new users registered at the website starting from March to April. And of course, we couldn't expect that much. At peak moments, we noticed website activities 50 times higher, than average. And to handle that, we had to involve more than 100 technical and customer support cooperators. We had to increase our computer and server capacities and had to refine the platform functionality in order to make it work faster. So it's important to understand that we already had more than 4 million school children before the quarantine started, and 500,000 teachers, which makes up 1/3 of teachers and pupils of the country. And so then more kids and more teachers came. Next slide, please. It cost us dozens of million rubles in such a short period of time. And only due to our speed, a couple of sleepless nights or even weeks, and in-time preparation, we were the first ones to offer services and to benefit from the media coverage. So we were the first to offer something for those who were at home and had nothing to do and were suffering from crying kids, watching TV series or just staring at their iPhones. Next slide, please. As I've told, we didn't have a goal to monetize this audience. They came for free content, and we gave them this free content. Each time new user comes, we analyzed where the person came from, what educational needs he has, what experience he experiences, or she, and what educational decisions were made. So we communicated with our clients a lot, and we got lots of analytics, we got lots of customer development opportunities, and it helped us. It gave us a lot of data to work with during the next months. Next slide. So the quarantine case showed us that we're able to grow in terms of resources and really quickly and efficiently. We continue working on personal student assistance. We continue developing our placement tests, our tasks, and our goal is to suggest personalized learning paths. It was and it is. So every subject our students learn, they do it in the best possible way. For each particular student, it is the best. we're trying to do that. And we're aiming at developing successful customer experiences, as I've already said. So that's
Fantastic.
it.
Thank you so much, Veronica. It sounds like you and the team did have some sleepless nights. That's incredible. Just the work that you must have done in order to support all of those students through the coronavirus. Super, super impressive. Thank you so much for spending time with us today, sharing a little bit about what your team are doing. Congratulations on being part of the 100. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So from Russia to the Ukraine, I'll make a very brief introduction to Max. Max is the co-founder and CEO of EnglishDom. Max, thanks for joining us today. Would you mind sharing a little bit about EnglishDom with us all?
Yeah, okay. Can you hear me? Yes.
Perfect.
Okay, great. Hi, everyone. My name is Maxim Sundalov. I am CEO and co-founder of EnglishDom, an online English school of English. Usually when I attend conferences, I ask the audience, please raise your hand who started learning English and dropped off classes. And as a result, we have about 60 to 70 raised hands. So we can see that the main problem of learning English is to get to the finish line. Thus, the key mission of our school is to inspire students to learn English and assist them to achieve the results. Today, our key product is one-to-one classes. We have about 5,000 students and approximately 500 tutors. Also, we have a self-study product for English learners. It's totally free, and we can count about 35,000 students there. Please, next slide. Thank you. In EnglishDom, we unite tutors and technology using advanced digital textbooks for teaching online. We analyze how students and tutors interact with the textbooks and regularly improve it based on a data-driven approach. During the class, tutors focus on developing students' speaking skills. And as we know, English requires practice, so students can have extra training in mobile apps. Please, next slide. Thank you. Our key metric is retention. That's why we use entertaining elements to compete for students' time with Instagram, Netflix, YouTube, and so on. We provide students with a product ecosystem that immerses them in the learning process. So they are speaking clubs, gamification training in mobile apps, reading classics, watching relevant videos, talking to chatbot, and so on. By the way, some students are too involved, so they sometimes take classes with a glass of wine by the campfire, confusing our tutors, but it's true. Yeah. Please, next slide. Okay, that's all for now, very briefly. Thanks for your attention. Please follow me on Facebook, LinkedIn. I'll be glad to meet new people, share expertise, find new opportunities for joint work and professional development. Thank you.
Thank you, Max. Wonderful presentation. Learning language with a glass of wine sounds like the perfect recipe for coronavirus times as well. So, hey, congratulations on all the work that you and your team are doing. Thank you so much for sharing a bit of what you're doing with us today.
Bye.
Thanks so much. Okay, we'll now move on to Lectera. It's a pleasure to introduce Mila Semeshkina. Mila, can you share a little bit about Lectera with us all?
Hi, with pleasure. So my name is Mila. I'm CEO and founder of Lectera.com. We're young, but we're pretty big. So let's start. So what is Lectera? Lectera, first of all, this is a team of more than 200 professionals from 18 countries. We train in 4 languages: Russian, English, German, Spanish, and Hindi on the way. So we have our unique methodology, Fast Education. I'm the author, and I will tell you about this a little bit later. We have 10 levels of content verification because we want our content to be extremely professional and kind of new with our methodology. So we have to verify it like very, very professional. So next slide. So about fast education, about methodology. So fast education, fast results. We truly believe that education has to give you results first of all. And we developed a unique method of teaching fast education. you learn according to the STEAM knowledge skills result, and you can get any topic in 1 to 3 hours and develop your skills in 1 to 3 days. So, and you've got your first results after the first class. So this is incredible, and we're really proud that our students have results, and more than 90% of our students go to the end of the courses, of the training. So this is fantastic result. We are online only 2 months, so we're pretty young, but the results are amazing. So next slide. Yeah, so our topic is money education. Learn only what will help you earn and succeed. So nothing like about literature, spirituality, or something else. Only about money, how you can get more. So money education and fast education give our students fast success. Our students use their knowledge right away and make more money right away tomorrow. So and the results are shown that we are effective. So next slide, please. So what is Lectera today? As I already told you, that we are online only for 2 months. We're new, but we're already pretty big. We have, there is a lot of investigation on Lectera right now. So we have more than 3.3 million. Right now it's like 3.5 million invested already. We have more than 50,000 users from 31 countries for 2 months. I guess this is nice results. We have more than 100 plus courses. We have 3 headquarters, Miami, Moscow, and Dubai. As I've already mentioned, 2 plus 100 employees, 1 selling book, and we're developing pretty fast. A few days ago, we launched Lectera Corp. This is the education for corporate clients. In a few months, we're launching Lectera Insights. This is extremely block with the fast trainings. In 3-5 minutes, you can get a very important topic and build meta skill, small skill. So this is a brand new format. And what we've got now we're launching Lectera Teens, education for teens. And in the end of the year, so we're growing. What do we teach? We teach digital marketing, sales, business, financial literacy, network marketing, women's, female leadership, digital age professions, and business. So this is our topic. And we're growing, and we will be happy to cooperate. If you have any questions, you can text me via LinkedIn, Facebook, any social network. So we're open. And if you have any questions, so don't hesitate. So I'm done.
Fabulous. Thanks, Mila. Wow, you are growing really, really fast. Very impressive. And especially through the period that we're in right now as well. So congratulations to you and your team. Thank you so much for sharing some of your story with us today too.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Perfect. So on to Armenia, I'd like to introduce Aveg from Arma. Aveg, I'm just going to bring up your slides and perhaps you can share a little bit about the work that you're doing.
Yeah, thank you very much. Can you hear me?
Perfect.
Okay. Hello, my name is Avag. I'm from Armenia, and I'm presenting the Armat Engineering Laboratories. First of all, I want to tell some statistics. Today we have 575 labs across Armenia, Georgia, and India, and more than 50,000 children benefiting from this project. Please, next slide. So this is the after-school program, and the children started from 10-year-old can learn programming, robotics, 3D modeling, 3D printing, CNC and laser machines, UAVs, and this is giving them the complex engineering skills, which is very competitive in today's world. Our goal is to bring this curriculum to every child, to any remote village, Our methodology is based on open source, which is give them to create new things, enhance their creativity, and innovate. Also, this give us in pandemic time to go online very easily because whole program is free of charge and they can download, install in their home computer and participate in online classes. Please, next slide. 2 years ago, we make some report that was done by Grant Thornton Company. This is international and independent audit company. And 43% of the RMAT alumni have been employed, of which 84% of the RMAT alumni have been enrolled in university. We have 0% immigration, which is very, very important for us. Also, we have 12% startup founders, which is very high if we compare to other projects. Please, the next slide. Okay, in 2016, we get the WITSA Global Excellence Award for Sustainable Development in the World Congress of Information Technologies in Brazil. And also that bring us WCIT 2090 in Armenia. Please, next slide. So this is our contact, franchisee website, our website. You can find more on how to cooperate, and we will be happy to have new cooperation and collaborations.
Fabulous. Thank you, Avag. That's a really exciting program. I love all of those STEM and really advanced engineering skills. It's really no surprise that it's come out of Armenia. We've met some, wonderful people doing some really innovative things as well too. So congratulations on the 100. You absolutely deserve to be there. Good luck with everything moving forward, and thanks for spending some time with us today too.
Thank you very much to HolonIQ give us this kind of opportunity.
Thank you, Avag. Okay, moving right along, really excited to introduce Natasha Floxy, the CEO at Cerebrum. How are you, Natasha? Perhaps you could share a little bit about the exciting work that we've been following, of course, that you and the team have been doing.
Hello to everyone. Nice to meet each other. So my name is Natasha Floxy and I'm CEO at Cerebrum. Cerebrum is a software company that creates tools for creating interactive simulation, and our core product is focusing on soft skills in virtual reality. But pandemic has changed us a lot, and I want to introduce to you a new product, sub-product, I can say, Meet Dialogue. Dialogue, this is the first online dialogue platform to bring technologies through simulation anytime, anywhere. Next slide, please. If you work in tech, you absolutely know that training is often inefficient, time-consuming, and expensive. So next slide. So create dialogue simulation without writing a single line of code. Next slide. Learn faster and better. That's how it looks like. It's easy to spread branching scenarios on mobile, desktop, and virtual reality or augmented reality everywhere. Across team of learning gets outstanding result. Imagine launching an immersive learning experience that could be created by your own or your method skill. With us, you can create so very simple and fast and smooth any learning scenarios. Then share it to mobile and then get in deep progress analytics. And then enjoy the results. Next slide, please. So that's how it's look. You can change everything, avatar or agent and room everywhere, everything. So we use voice recognition. Believe me that it helps learners a lot because they start to speak. That is perfect for language school, of course, because we try to speak it, even it could be English or Spanish or something else, Mandarin. So universities or agencies or of course corporations use it.
Give it one second.
Oh.
We've got your back.
So, okay, next slide, please. And next. So now we have a lot of times when employees use our platform, and usually we increase the front line in their sales. So it's our clients, press, and so we are looking for partners. Please find me, like Natasha Floxy, in Facebook or LinkedIn. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thanks so much, Natasha. It's really great to see advanced technologies like yours, and I think we're seeing a really big uptick during coronavirus when people are more isolated and looking for other technologies and opportunities in immersive learning. So it's no doubt in the small community that you're in globally that you guys are experimenting. Thank you so much for sharing a new product with us. Congratulations on 100, and thanks for sharing some time with us today.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks, Natasha. Okay, moving along. Very excited to introduce Farangiza Shuka Shiva, co-founder at Nupusti. Farangiza, can I ask you to share a little bit about the work that you're doing?
Thank you very much for this opportunity to share my experience and present my projects. And thank you very much again. And according to our survey, 30% of university dropout happened because of lack of finance. And it's huge number increase every year. And it's very big problem, and what is why we created a Nupusti. It's Nupusti platform for searching educational, career, and creative entrepreneurship opportunities like grants, scholarship, forums, and different kinds of opportunities. Nupusti in Russian, which means in Russian, don't miss opportunity. Yes, and we provide access to full and partial scholarship grants and other opportunities, as I said. Nowadays, we have more than 100,000 users every month, and also our students got scholarship, the total cost more than $15 million. And it's about our traction, I can say. Please, next slide. Oops, the link. Yes, and you can see other information about our platform. And also, I would like to tell about our new part of Nupusti. We work on talent index. A talent index, it's which helps companies find the best fit candidate interns for internship. And it's based on Nupusti. We work on based on Nupusti. We can help attract the best fit candidate, and this talent index is based on participation in international conference, competitions, hackathons, award achievements, work and volunteer experience. Talent index can help company attract the best candidate and build relationship with for example, the manage interview process, and also provide chatbots that automate the process from resume to interview. And now we have based on the more than 10,000 talent, and that's all. Thank you very much for your attention.
Wow, very impressive and really interesting because Farangiza, we're seeing very similar trends around the world, and it's great to see that you and your team are really driving this around CIS market as well. So thank you so much for sharing some of your time with us today. Thanks for sharing this information. Congratulations for being part of the Russia and CIS EdTech 100.
Thank you very much for your attention. Thank you.
Thank you. Vladislav, thank you for joining us today from Novi. If you can give me 1 second, I'm going to switch over to your presentation.
Hi, everyone. Meanwhile, you are switching to our presentation. Let me introduce myself. My name is Vladislav, and I'm a member of the board of ZNAI. ZNAI is all-in-one platform for e-services for education in Belarus. So we are only company from Belarus, and let me give you an essence of what is actually the Belarusian market is. Now there is more than 1 million school children in Belarus. Roughly, we have 3,000 schools, and our network of schools now is more than 1,300 schools. So basically, next slide, please. Basically, ZNAI is a platform for e-services for education. We are not just traditional and conventional e-diaries and class registers. We are ecosystem for all type of services that you may need as a parent or as a pupil or as a teacher for during the process of learning, teaching, and education in general. As I said, we have now 43% of schools in such awesome and great country as Belarus is among our clients. What we do is now as a company, we are expanding our market share, and we've been on the market for 5 years. And our results are quite amazing, I'd say. We are part of a state-backed program of digitalizing of educational process. And I'd say we are most progressive part of this program. Next slide, please. So we, as a company, we make an effort for reducing a digital division between regional schools and city schools. We strive to digitize classic learning processes, and we adopt world practices locally. That's why we encourage other projects, other products from other countries to try to enter our local Belarusian market. You can contact us, and we can negotiate what kind of approach can be taken. So then, next slide, please. ZNAI is operating mostly on the Belarusian market. However, now we have an efforts to enter some other post-Soviet markets. Our monetization model is very flexible. We are freemium, so meaning that basic packages of our services and features is accessible for vast majority of parents and parents. However, for premium features, we have subscription model, and we have B2C, B2B, and B2B2C business models. We are quite advanced in payment methods. We are connected with the vast majority of payment methods in Belarus. We have partners among our telecom providers. We are connected with e-wallets. We have strategy partnership with the banks and a lot of infrastructural companies in Belarus. Next slide, please. Now we are on ongoing phase. As I said, we've been on the market for more than 5 years. We continue to upgrade our platforms. We try to enrich the functionality of platforms, tapping into the collaborations with third parties, and we try to grow, and we are quite aggressive in our marketing, aggressive in very positive way. We do a lot of webinars for schools, and we fight technophobia of schools and teachers. we invest a lot of our resources in making teachers' life much better, and parents and pupils much more prepared for the future, as well as we generate data which is important for our state in order to make our educational system much better. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Vladislav. It's clear that you've built a really important part of the Belarus market, and fabulous to see that you're starting to grow as well. Look at Tajikistan and other markets as well. I mean, wonderful technology. Congratulations being part of the Russia and CIS EdTech 100, and thank you again for spending a bit of time teaching us more about Najbai today. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for putting us on the list. Thank you.
Fantastic. All right, Maria, I'm just going to switch back to the 100 just to show everyone again. Perhaps you can share a little bit about kind of insights that you've picked up over the last half an hour.
One of the things that I'd like to perhaps just reflect on, we at HolonIQ meet EdTech founders, CEOs, staff, investors, people who are working in this space all around the world. And one of the things that is always refreshing, because when you work in a sector for a long time, you can get, you can get a bit stale of it or bored of it. But actually hearing the stories and meeting the people who are so not only passionate, but of course, extremely hardworking and smart and dedicated to making a difference in their geography for students, looking at the smiling faces of those kids, building robots and things like that, it actually makes a huge difference to this world. It's so inspiring. And I see that again in every single one of those presentations.
It's wonderful, isn't it? Yeah. Really, really impressive. I'm sure you are as impressed as we are getting just a little bit of insight into some of the work that's happening on this map of the Russia and CIS EdTech 100. A big shout out again to all the teams who are not on the map, who are doing incredible work. Keep doing that work. As Maria just said, you're making a massive difference. To the teams who are in the 100, congratulations again. For those who joined us today to share a little bit about the work that their team is doing, thank you once more. If you would like to keep up with what's happening around the rest of the world, as Maria introduced, we've recently completed the China EdTech 100, the LATAM EdTech 100, the Southeast Asia EdTech 50. Last week, we announced the Nordic Baltic EdTech 50. This week, Russia and CIS will shortly announce the Africa EdTech 50, the Middle East North Africa EdTech 50, before we embark on the home stretch of South Asia, Europe, and North America. You can sign up to our free newsletter on the website. There's a whole bunch of free information, open source research as well. And for those who are really serious, we've got a lot of data and insights to share with you to support decisions you're making that matter in the sector and across the world. That's it from us. We are nearly perfectly on time. Thank you again for everyone who joined us. We really do have people from all around the world here. It's so wonderful to see. Thank you again. Thank you for sharing a bit of your time with us as well.
Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.